What do you think about this position?
Um, so I can see white has 3 pawns on the queen side, but yeah, 1 double pawn. So also 1 pawn extra because both white and black got 4 pawns on the king side. I would say, depending on who's able to do the move right now, white is a little bit better. Also because he might get to play rook d2, d7 I mean, and restrict the king in some way. So yeah, that's about it, I think.
Okay, great. And if you want to play in this position, you play rook to d7 for ending, correct?
Yeah, rook d7, try to get behind the black pawns, for example.
Correct. Okay, let me to tell you. Okay, in this position, the white has been realized the plan of the middle game. Okay, and now you can see an endgame position. Like I tell you, for the end games, we need to make a plan. Okay, in the end games, the first things that I'm gonna tell you is that you need to make a plan, like in the middle game. So wait a moment. Do you have something for to take a note?
Yeah, I can take notes, of course.
Okay. Well, it is the first advices that I'm gonna give to you. At the end games, we need to make a plan. But the end game, usually we can attack the king. For that reason, the plans gonna be different, like in the middle game. Okay. For example, in the end games, the most important value has the pounds. Okay, the structure of pound determine the plan. Okay. For example, in this endgame, like we can see, we have a majority on the queen side, like you say. In the queen side, we have 3 pound versus 2, and in the another side, we have 4 pound. Okay,
Yeah.
4 pound versus 4, both rook and the kings. Okay,
Yeah.
well, and now I'm gonna give to you something very important. In the end game, we have 2 principal plans. Okay, 2 principal plans. The first plan is to advance the passes pawn for promotes to a new queen. Okay,
Yeah.
and the another plan is to attack the weak pawns of your opponent. Okay. Okay. And another thing that I need to tell you is 2 or 3 advice about the plan. For example, right now, what are the weak pawns of our opponent? Can you tell me?
For now, it will be like b7, of course, that's the weak pawn.
Correct.
But yeah, you could say maybe e5, but if he plays something like f6 in the future, it will be
It's
defended.
protected. Okay, correct. Let me to tell you. For example, in this position, the plan of the white is need to use the majority on the queen sides for create a passes pawn. Okay. For create a passes pawn, and after that, in the column C, because the column C is the pawn that it have no counterpart. Okay. And attack the weak pawns of our opponent. Like you say, the weak pawns are b7 and maybe f7. E5 can be considered a weak pawn because a weak pawn is a pawn that can be defending by another pawn. Okay, and like you will see, this pawn can be defending with f6 in the future. Okay, yes. For that reason, the whites in this case need to combine the 2 plans for the endgames to attack these weaker pawns and to prepare for advance this pawn. Okay. And now play blacks. Okay, it is the unique things that I don't tell you. Okay, let me to prepare the position that I don't prepare it for the black place. Okay. Here play blacks in this position, in the same position. And the blacks here plays rook e7, protecting the weak pawns. Like you say, your plan was play rook to d7, but it's the turn of the black, and for that reason he played rook to e7 for dividing that. And what do you think that right now we need to
Now just to create, I would say, a best pawn, just keep pushing, I would say, the 3 pawns, so something like b4.
Alright, interesting. Okay, let me to tell you. Okay, your idea is good. Okay, but it's not the right moment, because in the end games we need to apply 2 principal things. Okay, one principle is the less activity piece. Do you need to identify in the end game what is your less activity piece and to put in actions? Okay, and in the end games the normally less activity piece is the king. Okay. For that reason, the king need to go to the center, okay? Because the king need to help to the pass pawns to advance, okay?
Yeah.
For that reason, the move here in the endgame was rook f2. We need to go with the king to the queen side, okay? For helps to pawns to advance, okay? The black continue playing with rook c7, avoiding the advance of pawn by now, okay?
Yes.
But we can continue with king e3. Preparing for goes to the other sides.
Yes.
And the blacks play king e7. And right now they are another important moment, because do you need to decide it for what squares move the rook? Tell me, what square do you consider that is the?
I want to still cut off the king, so it needs to be rook b6, I think.
Very good, very good. Rook b6 is the correct move right here, because it has a very important principle that you need to remember at the end game, okay? It is the principle of the maximum activity in actions, okay? The principle of the maximum activity say that you need to put your piece more activity can possible, okay? We need to move our piece more advanced of the board like we can, okay?
Yes.
It's true that at the end games they are another concept very important. This concept say that we need, okay, to activate the most activity piece, okay? For example, suppose that in this position we have another piece, for example, a knight here. Many people think in activate her knight by here, but in the end game we need to procure that the most activity piece, in this case the rook, keeping activity, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, we continue. After rook b6, a very good move, the black plays rook to d7, controlling the unique free column, okay? And right now, we need to continue with our plan. What do you think that is the correct move, the white here, and why?
I would say just creating more pawn breaks, so maybe something like f4 could be possible.
Correct. The correct move here is f4, but it is have a very concept under this move, okay? At the end games, the active sides need to advance her pawns, okay? With that method, we help to the pawns to be more shorter than the age rank, okay? Okay. And apart of that, it helps to us to give to your opponents more weakers on her position. Okay. In this case, the black takes here, and now we take with the pawn. It's important to take with pawn because we need to look by create another pass pawn. Okay.
Yes.
And after he take, the black continue with king to d8. She need to go here, but it don't have nothing for to do, because if get king c7, we can move to rook f6, put the pressure here, and the object of the rook put the pressure over f7 and b7. And b7 is to keep the rook passive, okay, defending the pawns.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember it in the end games. To have an active rook is equal to have 1.5 point of advantage. Okay. Okay. We continue. He played rook to d8, and we start with our plan with b4, advances our pawn. Okay.
Yes.
He played king c7, and we continue with rook f6. Always put the pressure. Always put the pressure over the weak pawns. And he start again rook to king to d8 for king to e7. He don't have more nothing for to do, because if he moves this pawn, it is fall. If he move the rook, whatever of these pawns fall. And if he move it, is weaken another pawn. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For that reason, he played rook to the edge, and we continue us with h4. h4 is for evading the counterplay of our opponent. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. He played king e7, and we go again with rook to b6. Put the pressure. Another advice that I need to give to you here in this position is that in the endgame you can have you can have room. Okay, you need to go slow. You need to work the position. You need to graze at your pieces. You need to work with calm. Okay,
Yes.
because at the moment that you appreciate in major plans, can you lose a winning endgame? Okay, remember it.
Yes.
And we continue. After
Okay.
rook b6, he played king to f8. Like I tell you, he have nothing for to do here. And for that reason, we continue with e5. If e5, we are controlling f6, g5, we are preparing in some moment maybe advance, and we are giving more square for a king. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. After e5, he continue with king e8. Okay, he have nothing for do here. We continue with king e4, activating a little more of king, and a part of king e8. We can continue right now. King e4, and he continue with king f8. He have nothing for do. And here, what do you think there is a correct move? It's very simple.
Yeah, just to expand on the queen side, so like b3, c4, something like that.
Okay, I suppose is that if you play b3 and c4 right now, are you approximating and you are playing by one unique side? There are another rule in the end games is that you need is the rule about the 2 weeks. Okay, you need to create 2 weeks in different sides. Or can your opponent can be defending the both weak at the same time.
Yeah,
Okay?
maybe
For
then
that-
yeah, f5 would also be.
F5 is the correct move here, because after F5 we create to our opponent after G take and King take, we create 2 weeks or to your opponent and 2 different streets in different sides.
Yeah.
And right now for him it's more difficult. It's more difficult to put control over the endgame. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now he play King is a King G7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And now what do you think that you need to move? It is an exercise, okay? A problem. Tell me. Can you play King G5 right now and
no,
win the
no,
pawn?
because I would do probably like Rook D5. But yeah,
Yeah, Rook to D5 or Rook to E7.
maybe
The
activate.
best is
Yeah.
Rook to E7 because we need to keep the protecting over this pawn.
Yeah, okay. Maybe like
that reason,
A6.
King G5 don't function. E6, very good. After E6, we have a winning position.
Yeah.
After he takes with the king. And right now we have the ideal position. We have our majority on the queen side, and we have a weaker pawn on the king side. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now our king is very active and our rook is very active too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we continue here. The whites want to transfer the king to the queen side right now. And generally, in the endgame, the king probably need to help the pass pawn, like I told you at the first, okay? And the rook need to attack the weaker pawn of our opponent, okay?
Yes.
He continue with rook to c7, evading that we advance, and here in this position is only question about techniques. We continue with king to d5, okay? Rook to f7, king to c4. Okay, it's important this move. If he tried to capture our pawn, it's totally losses because we can take, and when he move, we capture it here, and this pawn advance run along. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. For that reason, after king4, he continue with rook to c7 check, king to b3, king to h7, c4, and after c4, king to g7. We continue with c5, advancing us our pawn. He continue with king to h7. He have nothing for do here. We continue with king c4, king to g7, b5. He takes, we takes. We continue here, and after b4, he continue with king to g7, rook b6, rook b6, king to h7, and rook d6, and he has nothing for do here in this position. We are totally winning, and in this position the black to reserve. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what do you think about all in general?
Yeah, so rook endgames is one of the difficult points, I think. But when you got like an extra pawn, you can maybe work something, and it's kind of good that you try to maybe destroy their pawn structure to, you know, get your...
Yes, correct. I am in according with you. But it's important to know that this endgame can be played move by move. Okay,
Mhm.
you need to know what plan do you gonna do before the start, because if you play by play, okay, you can lose the endgame or you make a draw and winning endgame. The endgame are the one of the more phase of the game more difficult because they are many theory, they are a lot of move, and the calculate is not useful because they are many move. Okay,
Yeah,
for
of
that
course.
reason, it's important to know the concept about the planification of the endgame, and a part of that need the theory for knowing what positions we are enter. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
In general, I like the concepts about the how to play an endgames. Okay.
Mhm.
And now for finish this class, I choose one endgame that I want to play with you for
Sure.
see how is your theory about the endgames, okay, and
Yeah,
teach
sure.
you another a lot things more. And I decided to play this endgame with you because I want to show you how is the dynamic of my class. My class always gonna be divided between theory and practice, because we need to remember that the theory without practice is theory died, okay,
Yeah,
and the
sure.
practice without theory is practice blind. Okay,
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah, okay. Queen versus rook.
Okay.
Sure.
Queen versus Rook. Okay, I like a lot of much this endgame because it's one of the most interesting endings. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, play when do you want.
So I would probably... Oh, I cannot move.
You can move.
What? I cannot move.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Sorry. Wait a moment.
yeah, no problem.
Yes, right now.
Yeah, I can. So I think now the thing is to maybe cut you off somehow, and
Okay.
because I'm not gonna win by probably by forking you for some reason. So I think for now it's just checking and keep coming closer with my king. Uh, so try to block off. Okay. Don't stalemate here for some reason, but I think it's okay. Oh no. You got some stalemate tricks if I play king d6, I think. Yeah. So don't do that. Maybe just play here. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. GG's. Got that stalemate trick. Okay.
Okay. Let me teach you. Okay, we're gonna do another try. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
we wanna play against. Try to defend you.
Okay, sure.
Okay, wait. No, in this case, very easy. I check to you and you lost the rook.
Oh yeah. Oops. Wait.
Hey, in this case, you lost very easy the rook. I check and check.
Wait, where? You check on?
Yes, I check too on hash two.
H2?
Yes.
H2? And
I
then...
check here.
Oh yeah, wait, I need to go here. Yeah. See, I can screw up big time.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
Yes, play another thing here.
This is difficult, huh?
Yes, it's difficult. On whatever side is difficult.
Here? I don't know.
Interesting.
No, check on H1. Okay. Yeah. Still losing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just explain to you. It's an interesting endgame because it's one of the most important endgames that I see. I create a thoughtful fascination about this endgame when Jan Nepomniachtchi can win this endgame versus Magnus Carlsen in the World Championships.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, for that reason, I think that this endgame is very useful. And let me to tell you this, for you can know how I teach the endgame. Okay.
Yeah, well, sure.
We're gonna put on a random position. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I'm gonna teach you what is the most important things. Okay. Are you seeing my screen good?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Yes.
Okay. Great. The point about this endgame is that you know that the queen have advantage here, okay? I'm gonna arrive to a moment in where you gonna have not a position like this, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Something like this. The point is about the nest, okay? The tricky for win this endgame is the king, is this king. You need to procure that the king goes in the in the long side of the board. Always you wanna be in a corner, okay? And you need that when you arrive to the corner, the queen is on the short side. By the short side, I refer to this free fire, okay? And you need to do that the king is on the long side. Why? It's simple, okay? Because when this position arriving, you're gonna put in a position that the rook gonna need to move, and when the rook move, you only need to see what is the squares. And can you check, for example, at the king of your opponent for to capture, and the next is only calculate. Okay, you check the king move, check, for example, check, and when he move, you're gonna give a check, and after that you're gonna capture the rook. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And why it don't happen in the another position that I show you? Okay. Suppose that the position is the another way from here. Okay. Okay, not here because here is winning. Something like here. Okay.
Yes.
The problem about this position is that you can always give a mod here because always the king can be in this position, and you can check and check and check, and in some position, if you arrive to here, you have the topic about this check, and he can do it, and it is draw. Okay, the same things happens in whatever position. Okay, for example, suppose it's down here, you can go here. Okay, you're gonna start to check, and if he check here, the same check, and if he capture it, it is draw.
Yeah.
The problem is the key, the tricky of this angle is that the key can be in the short side. Okay, he needs to be in the long side. Remember it, and you can win this angle in every positions. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Well, and it is all that I have prepared for you because I only want to show you how is my method about, for example, I teach you how to planify an endgame, and I teach you an theoretical endgame. Okay, it's obviously I'm gonna be honest with you. This class was a little bit improvised. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I understand.
Yeah.
You needed to visit, right? Do a visit.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, no problem.
And well, this is all. Something question that you have, something that you want to ask me.
No. I think it's good to do the end games. That's where the magic happens with chess, right? So most of the time I struggle with that too. So I think it's good if we try to upgrade that.
Yes, correct. It's something that I want to procure in all my trainings with my students. Yeah. And I want to ask to you something more about if you want to decide this to train with me. What are your goals with the chess?
Yeah, so my goal now is because I am 1650 FIDE right now, but I think I am capable of more. to, by the end of 2027, maybe get like 2000 FIDE.
Okay. It is possible. It is so possible. I consider that in your current level, and if you dedicate to the with very attention to the chess, in around 6 months, 7 months, you can get this rating.
Oh, I meant the end of 2027, so like in 18 months. But
yes, well, it is depend. I always say that it is depends totally about you. With a very good training guide, okay, you can get. I can tell you that I can achieve your level to FIDE master. That is my current level. With hard work in 2 years. It is demonstrated because I do the same with another students. Okay.
yeah,
But do you need to make it the disciplines and the hard work are very important, okay? And the disposition that you have for to do the homeworks, for to train by your account, because I'll notice the things that we do here in the class.
yes,
The principal work is decided in what do you do when the class is finished, okay?
yeah, of course.
And at the tournaments is another very important things. How many tournaments you can play at the year? What is your possibility and the rest of the things? Okay.
Yeah, I think like last year I did like 25 tournaments. So.
Oh my God, very good.
Yeah, it's a lot, but now I still maybe lose or overdraws too quick because my confidence. So that's why I want to train it, so I know I can beat them, and then when my mindset is good, then.
Yes, okay, but when you start to training, something that we do is to change your mindset. Okay, you need to believe that you can win, because if you can win, you can upgrade your level.
Yeah.
And it is something like I tell you another things. Gonna be tournament in that gonna be useful for you to make some draws, but it's not always. It have her tournaments. Okay. For that reason, I tell you that if you want to start to training with these goals, we need to a long way for run. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, was a pleasure to work with you, and you have me here.
Yeah,
you can tell me by WhatsApp if you want to start the training, and if you want to start the training, we can put a call with the hour, with the time, the frequency, and how many sessions per week. Okay.
Okay. I will talk to you on WhatsApp, and we will figure something out.
Yes, correct. Okay.
That's good.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Have a good day.
Same to you. Bye.